In the early 1900s, there was a wealthy family who lived in a grand mansion in the countryside. The family was known for their lavish parties and extravagant lifestyle. However, one day tragedy struck when their youngest daughter died suddenly from an illness. After her death, strange things began to happen in the mansion. Guests reported seeing a young girl in a white dress wandering the halls, and doors would slam shut on their own. The family dismissed these reports as mere superstition and continued to host their lavish parties. But one night, during a particularly grand event, the guests were startled by a loud crash. When they rushed to investigate, they found that a chandelier had fallen from the ceiling, narrowly missing several partygoers. As they looked up at the ceiling, they saw the apparition of a young girl in a white dress floating above them. From that night on, the family abandoned the mansion and it fell into disrepair. However, even to this day, locals report seeing the ghostly figure of a young girl in a white dress wandering the abandoned halls of the mansion. Some even claim to have heard her laughter echoing through the empty rooms. In the early 1900s, a small town in the Midwest was plagued by a series of unexplained fires that destroyed many homes and businesses. The townspeople were mystified by the cause of the fires, and some began to suspect foul play. One night, a local farmer was walking home from town when he saw a figure standing in the middle of the road. As he got closer, he realized it was a woman, dressed in an old-fashioned gown, with long, flowing hair. She appeared to be lost and disoriented. The farmer offered to help the woman, but she simply vanished before his eyes. He was startled, but continued on his way home. As he approached his farm, he saw a glow in the distance. As he got closer, he realized that his barn was on fire. He ran to the barn, but it was too late, the flames had consumed it entirely. As he watched in horror, he saw the same woman he had encountered earlier, standing near the flames. She turned and looked at him, then disappeared once again. From that night on, the woman in the old-fashioned gown was seen by many of the townspeople, always in the vicinity of a fire. Some believed that she was the spirit of a woman who had died in a fire many years before, and that she was warning the townspeople of impending danger. Others believed that she was the cause of the fires, seeking revenge on the town for some unknown reason. To this day, people in the town still tell stories of the woman in the old-fashioned gown, and many are still unnerved by her ghostly presence. In the late 1800s, there was a grand hotel in a large city that was famous for its opulence and luxury. However, one room in the hotel was notorious for its dark and mysterious past. Legend had it that a young woman had been murdered in the room, and her ghost still haunted the space to this day. Guests who stayed in the room reported hearing strange noises, feeling cold spots, and seeing the apparition of a young woman in an old-fashioned dress. Despite the rumors, the hotel continued to rent out the room, albeit at a discounted rate. One night, a young couple checked into the room, unaware of its history. They had barely settled in when they heard strange noises coming from the closet. When they opened the closet door, they were shocked to find the ghostly figure of a young woman, dressed in an old-fashioned gown. The woman stared at them for a moment, then vanished into thin air. The couple fled the room in terror, and the hotel finally closed it off permanently. However, to this day, guests in neighboring rooms still report hearing strange noises and feeling an eerie presence coming from the closed-off room. Despite numerous attempts to renovate and modernize the hotel, the ghost of the young woman still lingers, a reminder of the hotel's dark past.